Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Bhuya eva Mahavaho Sinu me paramang vachaha Jattehang priyamanayo bhakshami hitakamaya. This verse we have been discussing in last meeting. Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is advising Arjuna that I am speaking to you again a further confidential part of knowledge. And why I am speaking to you? Because you are my dear friend. Now, in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, in the 4th chapter, we have discussed this point, that the Bhagavad Gita was specifically instructed to Arjuna for his only one qualification, that he was a devotee. Bhaktosi priyosi me rahasam vetat uttamam. The Lord says that the mystery of Bhagavad Gita is very confidential. So, without becoming a purely unallied devotee of mine, it is very difficult to understand. Actually, it is so. In the market, you will have so many commentaries of the Bhagavad Gita. And India, we have counted, there are about 645 different commentaries of Bhagavad Gita. One Dr. Rele of Bombay, he has interpreted Bhagavad Gita as the talks between the patient and the medical practice. Yes, he has imposed on Krishna as the physician and Arjuna as the patient. And in his commentaries he has tried to, interpose all the meanings of anatomy, physiology, everything, in his own imagination. So similarly, at the present moment, there are so many commentaries, and people have taken that anybody can interpret in his own way. This is the modern view, that everyone is perfect and he can interpret any scripture in his own way. But so far we are concerned, we are not agreeable to that point. We agree to read Bhagavad Gita in terms of the instruction as it is given in the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita says that this knowledge has to be taken by the parampara system or the disciplic succession. It is not that anyone can interpret. This viewpoint, no bona fide student of Bhagavad Gita will accept. So, this Bhagavad Gita is being taught by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to Arjuna. He says again the same thing, he is repeating, that Jattehang priyamanayo bhakshami hitakamaya. Because you are my dear friend, I desire that you become prosperous, you become happy. Therefore, I am speaking to you. That do you think that Krishna is not interested with others to make them happy and prosperous? No, he is equally disposed. He wants everyone to be happy and peaceful and prosperous. But they do not want it. That is the difficulty. Just like the sunshine is open to everyone. Uh, Sunshine is not uh, for any particular nation or particular country or particular person or community. It is open for everyone. But if somebody wants to remain in darkness, closing his door, do not come out, that's what poor sunshine can do for him. Similarly, this Bhagavad Gita, the instruction of Bhagavad Gita, is open to everyone. Everyone. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Mang hi partha vipakritya deepisu papajunaya ya siddha tatha vaishyastiti janti parangatim. Anyone, never mind what he is. There are different kinds of species of life. Some of them are considered as lower, some of them are considered higher. That is our material conception. And actually, according to the different qualities, according to the different modes of nature, there are different situations. And there are lower grade, higher grade understanding also. There is a fact. But Krishna says that anyone, never mind what he is, papajuna. Papajuna means those who are in the lower birth. So Bhagavad Gita is transcendental subject matter. It does not depend on the qualification of the student. Anyone can understand Bhagavad Gita, provided he agrees to understand according to the principle. That's the principle is evam parampara praptam imang rajalsaye vidu. This is stated in the 4th chapter. That this Bhagavad Gita is coming by disciplic succession from Sun God. Imang vivastati yogam pratvanaham abhayam. I first of all instructed the yoga system of Bhagavad Gita to the Sun God, the Sun planet, the Divashan. The present ruler of the Sun planet is known as Divashan. So, Divashan, his son was Manu, and Manu, the father of the mankind, his son was the king Ikshvaku. And King Ikshvaku was the king of this earthly planet, and from him this parampara system or disciplic succession is coming down. But it has broken now. The Lord said to Arjuna, Sakale neha yoganasta parantapa. In course of time, that disciplic succession has now broken. Therefore, I make again you as my disciple. He has already accepted Krishna as spiritual master. In the 2nd chapter, in the beginning of the 2nd chapter, Krishna said, Shishyasteham sadhimang prapanna. So long we are talking as friends, but now I surrender myself as my spiritual master, Krishna. So therefore, Krishna was sitting to Arjuna on the platform of spiritual master. So we should notice that the perfect spiritual master is Krishna. And anyone who is following the principle, as Krishna said, he is also representative of Krishna. And the teacher is Krishna and the Arjuna is the student. Similarly, as the spiritual master is the representative of Krishna, similarly, a student must be also the representative of Arjuna. Then Bhagavad Gita discussion will be nice. Now what is that Arjuna's position? You will find in this chapter which we are now just beginning, he said, Sarvametam Ritanamanne Jad Badasi Kesava. My dear Krishna, whatever you are speaking, I accept. I accept it. So that should be the process of understanding Krishna, Bhagavad Gita. Not that I don't like this, so I reject this portion. I like this portion, therefore I accept it. This sort of studying Bhagavad Gita is useless, nonsense. Sarvamhitam vitam. Whatever you have said, I accept. That is it. Similarly, a teacher of Bhagavad Gita should be a representative of Krishna. Representative of Krishna means a confidential devotee, another devotee of Krishna. The same thing, he also accepted Krishna as he is. The student also should be like that. Then the study of Bhagavad Gita is perfect. Otherwise, it is useless waste of time. There is a nice verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said, Datang prasangad mama bija sangrida bhavantirikanna rasana katha tadjusanat asu apavargavatmani sadhya bhakti rati ramikramishyati. If anyone wants to understand the spiritual science or the science of Krishna, then he should associate himself with the satam, those who are pure devotees. Those who are pure devotees. Satang prasanga, when discussions take place between pure devotees, then the potency of spiritual knowledge, as they are depicted in the scriptures and sacred books, they become revealed. Simply armchair and to say mental speculator discussing on Bhagavad Gita, that is useless, futile. Here it is stated, the satang prasangatmama bija sangita bhavantirikkanna rasana. If it is discussed in the association of pure devotees, then the potential of that spiritual language will be revealed. In the Vedic literature also, in Sita-Satar Upanishad, it is stated, Yasya devi para bhakti jatha devi tatha guru tasyaite kathita hirartya prakashanti mahatmanah. It is said that one who has got fond faith in God and similar faith in God's representative. Yasya devi para bhakti. Devi means God. And Yasya devi para bhakti jatha devi tatha guru. Guru means spiritual master. Spiritual master means a perfect devotee of God. He is spiritual master. But tasyaite katita jharta. So all these, import of this Vedic language will be revealed to you. Will be revealed to you. We cannot understand Vedas simply by academic qualification. We must have the qualification of becoming a devotee of the Supreme Lord and his representative, the spiritual master or the saintly persons. These are recommended in all Vedic scriptures. Similarly, here it is stated by the Supreme Lord, because you have become my dear, we have to cultivate such practice in Krishna consciousness that we may become dear to God. My spiritual master used to say that you do not try to see God. Just act in such a way that God will see you. Just try to understand. This is very nice. If I want to see God and I make God as my order supplier, that please come and I will see you. Ah. So God is not so small that he has, at once I call him and he comes. No. We have to qualify ourselves. We have to qualify ourselves. Therefore, by the qualification, by your qualification, God will himself come and see you. Oh. There are many instances. God is just like Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj, he went to the forest to undergo severe penance to see God. So when he was, God saw him, or when he saw God, then God asked him, what do you want? What benediction you want, I shall give you. The Dhruva Maharaj, the small boy, 5 years old, he said, Swami Kitarthosmi Barang na jase. Now I am so satisfied that I have nothing to ask from you. So one who sees, one who can perceive that God, he has no more any demand, because he is transcendental to all these material demands. So long we are in the material plane, we are always dissatisfied. Na bhava vidyate sata, na sato vidyate bhava, na sato vidyate bhava. Asat. Asat means the circumstances which will not continue. Everything, any circumstances of this material world is temporary. Suppose I am very happy. Your happiness is temporary. Suppose you think, or I think I am very sorry plight, I am in distress, but that will also not exist for some time, just like seasonal change. So this is called dualism. We are feeling happy or miserable, we are feeling cold and heat, everything duality. But these things are coming and going. So when one is in transcendental position, he is above this duality, he is in the absolute. So in that absolute state, if you want to go to that absolute state, then this is the process. This is the process, Krishna consciousness. Gradually, as we develop, Krishna is within everyone, the super soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Paramatma. He is seated in everyone's heart, and as we become purified, as we become sincere, all the dictation will come from within, and he will show you the path which following you shall be happy and prosperous, and at the end, by quitting this body, you shall reach the supreme abode of Krishna in the spiritual sky. All these have been discussed in the last chapters, 8 chapters, 7 chapters. Now Krishna says that Name vidu sudagana prabhavam na maharsaya aham adirhi devanam maharsinancha sarvasa. Now he says that nobody knows me. Lord Krishna says, nobody knows me. Name vidu suragana. Suragana means the demigods, those who are in the higher planets. They are called demigods, suragana. Name vidu suragana prabhavam. My influence or my activity, my power, my extension, everything, prabhavam. No maharsaya. Maharsaya means great sages. Maharishaya. Maha means great, rishi means sages. They also do not know. What they do not know? Now, aham adirhi devana. I am the original person of all demigods, and Maharsinancha Sarvasa, I am the original person of all the rishis. Now suppose we had some forefathers 10th generation before. Uh, so we do not know many things about. We may hear something by parampara system or in the family history that our 10th generation before there was one forefather. So even we do not know. So from Krishna or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so many generations in the beginning of this creation. Now the first beginning, the Brahma was created. The Brahma, so millions and millions of years before Brahma was created. So what we know about Brahma and the demigods, so practically we do not know anything about God. It is not possible. Our teeny brain cannot approach such extensive and foremost platform where we can understand God. In Srimad Bhagavat also it is said, Atha Sri Krishna namadi na bhavet grahyam indriya. Indriya means this material senses. We gather knowledge by senses. But these material senses are very limited. So it is not possible to understand God or Krishna by speculating our mind. Mind is the center of all senses. So senses help, mind gathers knowledge. So it is not possible. Because our senses are all imperfect. By imperfect senses, we cannot reach to the perfect or to the unlimited. Therefore we cannot know. Atha Sri Krishna namadi navavit grahyam indriya. It is not possible by manipulating your different senses and knowledge and mind, you can understand God. Then how it is possible? The possibility is Sevan mukhehi jivbhadau swayameva spratada. If you engage your senses in the service of the Lord, then He will reveal to your senses the same thing. We have to acquire knowledge of God through these senses. But in our conditional life, the senses are all impure. Therefore, these senses cannot understand God simply by speculating. It is not possible. Therefore, Lord says, Name vidu suragana. Now, we have got developed senses. Suppose a child, he is understanding, and his father's understanding, there is difference, because his senses are not so developed. The father's senses are developed. Similarly, as we are here in this earthly planet, there are many, many other superior planets. Their senses are far, far improved. But still they cannot understand God. Still they cannot understand. Similarly, Risha means great philosophers, saintly persons, sages. They also cannot understand God. Jo mam anadincha vetti loka maheshwaram asangmura samartesu sarva papi pamichyate. Now people can say that what is the use of understanding God? Let God remain in His place and let me remain in my place. What is use? Suppose we cannot understand God. Now, argument may be, yes, we don't understand God. There is no necessity of bothering for understanding God. Like Krishna says, no. If you don't take that botheration, then you will never be happy. Neither you will be liberated. So it is your interest to understand God. Not that God will be profited if you understand Him. No, you will be profited if you understand Him. Therefore he says that Jumam ajam anadincha vetti loko maheshwaram. Anyone who can understand me as the origin of everything, and loko maheshwaram, and the the proprietor or, the master of everything. Jomam, Jomam, Ajam Anadincha Bheti Loko Maheshwara. Loko Maheshwara, the supreme proprietor or master of all planets or all everything. Asangamura, without any doubt, Asangamura, Samarteshu, even in this material world, Samarteshu, Sarva Papai Paramisya. He becomes free from all sinful reactions. Simply by knowing, understanding that God is great, He is the proprietor of everything, He is the friend of everyone, and He is the origin of everything. These things, if one can understand, asangamura. Asangamura, not that because Bhagavad Gita is speaking like that, not because a Swami is speaking like that, but you should understand yourself, asangamura, without any doubt. When you understand doubtlessly that God is the proprietor of everything, then you will be liberated and freed from all anxieties and misery. So it is our intent to know God. We are always full of anxiety. Nobody is free from anxiety. Nobody is free from miseries of this material world. And here is the process. And Bhagavad confirms it. Nate vidu, sarthagating hi Vishnu. We are making progress, but we do not know what is the ultimate goal of progress. That we do not know. Nate vidu. Similarly, Bhagavad also confirms. Nate vidu sarthagating hi Vishnu durasaya. Durasaya means some impossible hope. They are being conducted under the guidance of this illusory energy with some hope which is impossible to be fulfilled. Durasaya. Nati vidu sarthagating Vishnu durasayaji bahirathamanana. Why they are thinking of that impossibility, impossible hope? Because they are taken, they are captivated by this material energy. So, Krishna says that Jomam ajam anadincha vesti loka maheshwaram asangamura samartesu sarva papai pramuchyat. Papai, of course, in the modern civilization, there is no distinction between pious and impious. But according to scripture, there are pious activities and impious activities. We are always engaged in some kind of activity, either pious or impious. If we are engaged in pious activities, then we become happy in future. Not exactly happy, but a little on the upper stage than others. It is stated in the scripture that by pious activities you can have your birth in a very good place, in a very good family. You can become highly educated. You can become very beautiful, and janma sajja sutasvi. Janma, therefore, birth in good place, in good family, good country, and aishadja, and wealth, and opulence, and Sri means beauty, and education. These things are the result of pious activity. Similarly, just the opposite number is impious or sinful activity. So by sinful activities we suffer. By suffering is always there, either in pious or impious. But there is some distinction between pious and impious. So here it is said that anyone who understands God, that He is the supreme proprietor, Sarvaloka Maheshwara, Veti, without any doubt, then he becomes free from all sinful reaction immediately. Thank you.